You hear about these seasons. Wilt averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds, and, he had 75 consecutive quadruple doubles or whatever. And you're like, I don't believe any of that. He's doing Wilt Chamberlain type stuff now. I know we're 11 games in. I got to calm down.
I got you.
What happens when an NBA superstar puts up numbers so unbelievable that even the toughest critics are left speechless? Brian Windhorst, who has followed LeBron James since the very beginning and has seen championship teams rise and fall, went on live television and made a comparison he never expected to make. He said Nikola Jokic's production now belongs in the same conversation as a player whose stats once sounded unreal. That player is Wilt Chamberlain, a name true basketball fans know is never mentioned lightly. Windhorst even admitted that, for years, he thought those old Wilt numbers couldn't possibly be real. But after what Jokić just accomplished, he felt he had no other way to explain it. That's why Jokić has NBA insiders stunned. What he's doing isn't just great. It's historic, and it may be one of the most overlooked stretches of pure dominance the league has ever seen.
It's wild, man. He's shooting 78% on two-pointers. 78.
Yeah, that's a high number.
He's leading the league in rebounds. He's leading the league in assists.
Now imagine this. It's November 12th, 2025. The Denver Nuggets arrive in Los Angeles to play the Clippers on the second night of a tough back-to-back. In NBA terms, that's almost a scheduled loss. Most teams show up exhausted, running on empty. The night before, Nikola Jokić had already torched Sacramento for 35 points. Any normal superstar would slow things down, conserve energy, or even take the night off. But Jokić doesn't operate like most stars. The Clippers weren't unprepared either. They came in with a clear strategy, and after the game, their head coach Ty Lue openly admitted exactly what that plan was.
The game plan was to, make him score and just take away his passes and take everybody else out of the game. I thought the first half we did a good job with that. We knew Jamal Murray would be more aggressive in the second half. But I didn't think he would score 50.
The Clippers' goal was simple: make Jokić play selfish. They believed that if he focused on scoring and stopped creating for others, his points wouldn't be enough to beat them. Then reality hit. Jokić exploded for 55 points. Yes, 55. And somehow, the numbers only get more shocking. He made 18 of his 23 shots, good for an absurd 78% from the field. It looked like a casual shoot-around. From three-point range, he went 5 for 6. At the free throw line, he buried 14 of 16. And he wasn't just scoring. Jokić grabbed 12 rebounds and handed out 6 assists, all while making it look effortless. The craziest part? He only played 34 minutes. He barely saw the court in the fourth quarter because the game was already out of reach. This wasn't just a big scoring night. It was total control. Precision, patience, and dominance all rolled into one unforgettable performance.
It wasn't alive for Wilt Chamberlain had these numbers. You hear about these seasons. Wilt averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds, and, he had 75 consecutive quadruple doubles or whatever. And you're like, I don't believe any of that. He's doing Wilt Chamberlain type stuff now. I know we're 11 games in. I got to calm down.
I got you.
I got you.
Let me say this to y'all, though, seriously, that you point that out. He's also happy, right? He seemed like he's in a happy place.
Ty Lue stood at the podium after the game looking like someone who had just watched his entire game plan fall apart. He admitted it himself, saying, I didn't think he would score 55. And honestly, no one did. That's where the conversation took a sharp turn. Brian Windhorst went on ESPN's NBA Today and spoke with zero hesitation. This is a guy known for being steady, careful, and often skeptical. But after seeing Jokić tear through teams, averaging over 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists while shooting nearly 74% across a 6-game stretch, there was no way to downplay what was happening anymore.
Every 100 possessions he's on the court defensively, the Nuggets are giving up 104 points. That means every 100 possessions he's out there, the Nuggets are outscoring the opposition by 47 points.
Then Windhorst said something that stopped everyone cold. A man known for questioning hype and challenging big claims openly admitted he never truly believed Wilt Chamberlain's famous stat lines until he watched Nikola Jokić in 2025. Think about that for a moment. Wilt averaged 50 points per game for an entire season. He scored 100 points in one night. For decades, those numbers sounded more like myths than reality. Yet Windhorst is now saying that what Jokić is doing in today's NBA, against zone defenses, elite defenders, and a league driven by advanced analytics, belongs in that same conversation.
Is it not shown that you got two MVPs, candidates, doing what they do every year? No one cares. All right? Austin Reeves scores 25. That's better than Jokic's triple-double.
And Windhorst wasn't done. He kept pushing the point even harder. He said this goes beyond being elite. It's beyond MVP talk. Jokić is producing and scoring efficiently at a level the NBA has never seen. What he's doing isn't normal. It's historic. He's not just putting up points. He's reshaping the entire game around himself every night. That's where the frustration kicks in, and that's when Gilbert Arenas jumped into the conversation. Agent Zero went on a rant that captured exactly what Nuggets fans have been saying for years. He looked at the media and asked, "Does Jokic's triple-double even matter to you anymore?" And he had a point. A role player like Austin Reeves scores 25 points, and it turns into headline news. Jokić does things no one has ever done, and it barely moves the needle.
Austin Reeves has been in the news more than both of them combined.
Yeah, I mean, team he plays.
Because of the market. Like, we all talk about winning is amazing. We want to talk about it, but it's never news because the market is so.
Meanwhile, Nikola Jokić, a three-time MVP, drops another 30-point triple-double, and it barely gets noticed. It's buried in the box scores like it never happened. Gilbert Arenas wasn't exaggerating. He kept going and laid out the facts clearly. Jokić is averaging close to 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists, while shooting an insane 68% from the field. Pause on that for a second. No player in NBA history has ever matched that level of production with that kind of efficiency. Ever. Yet somehow, a huge portion of fans couldn't even name another Nuggets player besides Jokić. Arenas said it straight. If Jokić played for the Lakers, Knicks, or any major market, he'd be treated like a global superstar. Instead, he's in Denver quietly putting up numbers that have analysts mentioning Wilt Chamberlain. And most casual fans don't even realize it's happening. The funniest part? Jokić doesn't care at all. After his 55-point explosion, reporters asked him what it meant. His response was almost comical. He said, "I missed 2 or 3 layups." No bragging. No celebrating. Just mild annoyance that he didn't shoot perfectly. Now, let's put this into real perspective because the stats are getting absurd. That 55-point game became the most efficient 50-point performance in NBA history, with a 91.5% true shooting mark. That doesn't sound real. He also became the first player ever to average a 35-point triple-double while shooting 60% or better over a 6-game stretch. Not LeBron. Not Jordan. Not Magic. Nobody. The Denver Post summed it up perfectly. They pointed out that Nuggets players were literally shaking their heads on the bench while watching him dominate. Spencer Jones, a two-way player, said, "If you put a camera on our bench, you'd see us shaking our heads the whole game." That's what it looks like when you're watching greatness up close. What truly separates Jokić from every other all-time great is how he does it. There's no elite athleticism. He once recorded one of the worst vertical jumps ever measured at Elite Sports Labs, 17 inches out of more than 1,000 players tested. Yet he still finished first in defensive plus-minus 3 years in a row. John Wall, a 5-time All-Star, explained guarding Jokić in the simplest way possible. He said, "The man scores 55 on 78% shooting and looks like he's floating." That's not an insult. That's intelligence at a level so high it cancels out physical limits. Historically, Jokić is forcing everyone to rethink what a dominant big man even looks like. The old era had Shaq overpowering defenders, Kareem with the skyhook, Hakeem with the dream shake, and Tim Duncan making perfection look effortless. Jokić is different. He's the greatest passing center the game has ever seen, and there's really no debate anymore. He's already second all-time in assists among centers and is about to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Karl Malone. Two legends who played more than 700 extra games. And it's not just about totals. It's the creativity. Teammates say they always have to stay ready because Jokić throws passes from angles no one expects.